I want to pivot now to Epstein, because you have been obviously on the Vanguard leading this against the DOJ, trying to get the DOJ to comply. And they have just gone now, missed another deadline. We want to put up some documents here. So this just happened. This was, they missed the January 3rd deadline to, can you unpack it for our audience? Like, what was the DOJ supposed to do?
Everybody knows, I think, by now that they missed their 30-day deadline. The legislation that I co-authored with Ro Khanna that we got passed, 427-1, 100-0 in the Senate, and then the president signed. It gave them 30 days to release these files, and it prescribed what they can redact and what they can't redact. But also, within another 15 days, toward the end of that bill, they are required to give Congress a list. There it is, the highlighted part there, I believe. They're required to give us a list of the redactions, why they redacted it, but also a list of the politicians who were on the list. And they're not giving us that. So they've missed their second deadline.
What recourse do you have now? What recourse do you have now? They're violating the law. Yes.
By the way, this is like Congress is a little bit like the Nintendo game where you try to save the princess and you beat the enemy, the monster, the boss, and they say, oh, the princess is in the next castle. I feel that way a little bit here. Like they said, okay, you got to pass this law. You got to get the president to sign it, because we tried subpoenas, we tried oversight committee, and all of those castles that, you beat the boss and you got to go to the next castle. So now we've passed a law and they're in defiance of the law. So what remedies do we have? Well, you could impeach Pam Bondi, and I think there's grounds for that. There's clearly grounds for that. We're drafting that right now. The problem is you'd have to get it through the Senate if you want the remedy to actually happen. So it would apply pressure. But the other power that Congress has, there's two things you could do. You could find her in contempt of Congress, especially now that they've missed this deadline to report to Congress. She's in contempt of Congress. But the problem with contempt is you refer it, where do you refer it to? To the DOJ. You refer it to an attorney in D.C. They're not going to prosecute contempt. But there is another level of contempt called inherent contempt. Congress has the same power that the courts have. It's been 80 to 90 years since they last exercised it. We literally have the power to go arrest Pam Bondi for thumbing her nose at Congress, for being in defiance of this law. It's called inherent contempt. And that may be the only remedy that we have, is to find her in inherent contempt. And by missing this second deadline, that's where they've really crossed the line in terms of giving us the legal standing to do that.
Gosh. Unbelievable.
But you need support to do that, which you don't
That's right.
really have, do you?
Well, people said we didn't have support for the Epstein bill. So it would take every Democrat, I would presume they would be down for this. It would probably go down much like the Epstein file, not the bill itself, which passed 427-1, but the signatures that were required to get the discharge petition, where we had 4 Republicans and all of the Democrats. Do we have support for that? I'm not sure. So we're exploring versions of inherent contempt that would have a fine associated with it. Legislation like that has been introduced into Congress before. The other thing you can do is to give her a grace period. Nobody really wants to arrest her. But if you said, look, okay, you missed the deadline, we're giving you 30 days, and then we're going to fine you $10,000 a day for every day that you miss. And then 6 months out from there, we're sending the sergeant at arms after you, who could arrest her. This is not some conspiracy thing or something that I'm making up. This is actual power of Congress that just hasn't been exercised, and I think it's long overdue.
Wow. Well, Godspeed to you, Congressman. And I guess you thought maybe, hey, this would be an easy year. We're going to slip into 2026 and like an old man getting a cigar out and a pipe and a nice warm robe.
Yeah.
And you got a heavy plate.
The reason I'm coming to you from my F-250 truck and I left it running is, I mean, I guess gasoline's going to be free now that we've taken over, a third of the world's reserves.
Right.
Well, and I just wonder where else we can get great discounts. I mean, like, is there somebody we can snatch to get, I don't know, like a discount on baguettes? And I mean, we can get some good cheddar somewhere.
Can we get Macron?
One other thing. I heard you guys talking about gold before our segment started. I looked up Venezuela's top 3 exports. The top export is oil. The second export is gases having to do with refining and petroleum. And the third top export from Brazil is gold. So it might not just be about the oil. We'll see. People have talked about lithium and silver, but gold is actually their third biggest export.
And we know silver as well. And, we know that Russia and China, right before the invasion, moved about $2 billion worth of silver out of Venezuela before the invasion happened. So, this chess table. And what China is doing now, obviously, with export controls on silver and all these precious metals, like the gloves are off. I mean, right now. And this is really, in my mind, about China. I don't want to put words in your mouth, Congressman, but boy, everything is changing in 2026, that's for sure. Congressman, thank you so much for joining us from the car.
Thanks.
We appreciate it.
From the truck.
From the truck.
It's still running. I'm waiting for some of that crude. This is E85. It'll run on E15. I want to get one that'll run on Venezuela crude.
There you go.
A powerful conversion. I appreciate it. Congressman, Happy New Year to you. Thanks as always. Great to see you.
You too. Bye-bye.